Limahuli Valley, in Haena State Park, on the north shore of Kauaʻi, is a sanctuary of native ecosystems, untouched by urban development. Miss Lei Wan is one of the valley's landowners and primary caretakers. She preserves the wildlife and history of this sacred place, as her ancestors before her.
We are the last Kuleana land holders and the last descendants. My great-grandtutu was just born right down below here. My ancestors were oahi throwers and bearers and farmers and fishermen in this valley. The archaeological sites that we'll see below, I'm told they built many of those structures.
As director of Limahuli Garden and Preserve, Miss Wan draws on her family connection to the valley, her desire to perpetuate Hawaiian language and culture, and her conservation background. She and her team work to preserve the valley, removing invasive species, collecting seeds from native plants, and clearing debris from the stream.
We have about 22 employees right now, and they're spread out between the whole valley. We have a whole crew that works in the living collections and a garden area. We have a crew that works in the visitor center. And we also have lower preserve crew that works in the back of the valley. Here at the gardens, we hold some of the last and only species of certain plants that are completely extinct in the wild now, or there's less than 200 left in the world.
In 2018, heavy rains triggered massive flooding on Kauaʻi's north shore, cutting off Limahuli from the rest of the island. While this was a hardship for the community, Miss Wan found a bright spot in her conservation work.
Prior to the flood, we'd have between 3,000 and 4,000 people a day in that small little park at the end of the road. These roads are one-lane roads, and there's one-lane bridges. They can't take that many people per day, and not only that, oftentimes they're driving in places they don't belong, and it really was a mess. And so the 2018 floods happened, and Haena really shut down and was cut off for about a year and a half from the rest of the world. It gave us the time to build a proper parking lot and set goals and set boundaries on tourism.
New rules now limit park access to 900 visitors a day and roughly 100 in the valley itself.
That was more manageable without taxing or impacting the resources. We live in this really remote area, and there's really, rugged hillsides and often landslides when there's rain. We'll be using drone technology to bring seeds back into the landslide areas.
Miss Wan upholds her family calling to preserve Limahuli so future generations can experience the history and culture of our island home.
I'm inspired by my ancestors, by what was left for us here in Hawaii. If we don't keep the traditions alive, we don't keep the plants alive that grew in this valley or that we used for certain practices, we lose that connection and that chance to connect with what our tutus or our ancestors were doing.
This is Bradley Pratt from Island School for HIKI No.